Welcome to Distress to Joyful, Bailey's Way. I'm your host, Bailey Raber, here to enlighten you and the rest of the world about one of the most misunderstood mental health disorders out there, bipolar disorder. In each episode, we'll learn more about my personal journey with bipolar 2 disorder, how I've struggled with it, and how I've learned to overcome those struggles. Together, we'll laugh, we'll cry, and most importantly, we'll have fun. You'll leave each episode feeling hopeful and stocked full of useful information on how you can better yourself and the world around you. Hello, everyone. Long time no see. Wow, it has been a minute. And that is why the title of this episode is Where the Hell Has Bailey Been? Because I have not been sitting in this chair. No, seriously, y'all. I literally only sit in this chair when I'm recording this podcast. If I'm not recording this podcast, this chair is just filled with junk. And then I move it. So that's why you don't see the junk right now, because it's literally sitting over there in the other chair. Okay. That's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about where the hell I disappeared to for the last, 4 months? Whew. Okay, we're going to talk a bit about that and also my mental health and just what it means to sometimes pause and take a break from certain things during certain seasons of life. So first of all, if you guys are returning listeners, thank you so much for being here and continuing to show up and tune into these episodes. And also for those of you, if this is your first time listening, thank you too, because y'all are awesome. It's been 4 months since I have recorded anything because I've been super crazy busy, which we're about to talk about. But more importantly, what I noticed is I just looked at my stats for the first time yesterday, for the first time since August, and y'all are still tuning in. Mind blown. That is so amazing. I am so appreciative. I literally thought we were just going to drop and that my podcast was just going to fade into the abyss and I was going to have to start all over. But y'all have been showing up and I love that and I super appreciate it. So thank you for being here. I really love y'all. Okay, so let's talk about where I've been and why I haven't recorded in 4 months. So I like to stay busy. I have learned that because of all the childhood trauma and the depression I sometimes deal with because of my bipolar disorder, that it is a lot easier for me to just stay busy and stay focused on things so that way I can't fall into a depressive rut. If I'm not doing something, that's when, there's a term, like an idle mind is the devil's playground. I don't know if you've heard that phrase, but that is for me, for sure. If I'm not busy doing something, I tend to start wandering into negativity, which then sinks me down and brings in depression, and it's a whole cycle. So, unfortunately, not all of the busyness this past 4 months, this little season of life, that wasn't all on me. It kind of was because I did take on 3 college courses, right? But I've been doing that. Some of you guys have been tuning in for a long time. You know that I'm in school for fashion design. I'm almost done, 1 semester away. But in order to get there to where I could be 1 semester away, I needed to do 2 courses and an internship. So that's actually technically 3 courses the way this works at Houston Community College, because my internship course was actually doing an assignment every single week that I had to turn in online while also working about 20 hours a week at an internship. So that on top of my other 2 classes, which were very demanding this semester because they're my capstone classes. It was nuts, y'all. It was super nuts. I do want to pause and say that I am so fucking proud of myself. I really wanted to score an internship with this designer named Chloe Dow. So if any of you guys are old enough, if you're as old as me, you might remember Project Runway. I was obsessed with Project Runway. It's still playing to this day. Unfortunately, no more Tim and Heidi. Anyways, but Chloe actually won season 2 of Project Runway. She is a local designer here in Houston. She does evening wear. I am all about evening wear. That's literally what I want to go into when I'm done with school. And I've always just admired her. She has a personality similar to mine. She's a go-getter. She's a boss bitch. She's not afraid to like say what she needs. She is really a strong woman, and she's been through a lot to get to where she is. And so I have really, really connected with that. And like I said, I really wanted to work for her. So I stalked her all summer long. Literally. I was in Germany, y'all. I was in Germany this summer on a vacation, calling her, paying whatever it costs per minute to call overseas because I really wanted to work for her. And so I am happy to say I got the internship with her, and I really loved it, and it was super great, and I learned so much. But working that with my schoolwork and just trying to have a life, and also all my freelance projects and just everything, guys, it was a lot. It was a lot. And so in order for me to be able to juggle all of this, I had to drop some things. So one of those, of course, was the podcast. Another was blogging and working on my personal website, whatisheybellsdoing.com. Oh my God, that was a disaster. It's looking better now, but I had to give up all of that for all of that time because I was so focused on trying to get all this schoolwork done, and also, projects I'm getting paid for from clients. All those things have to come first. But also, I want to point out something that I really made sure to do because this was a busy season, right? I knew it. I was busy, constantly moving. Every day of the week, something was happening, whether it was schoolwork or at my internship or whatever. Like, it was just always go, go, go. So something that I really made sure to do was to exercise regularly and eat healthy. Like, those two things right there. I don't know why I did that. Those two things right there were so helpful because when I get in this busyness, guys, I need exercise and I need to eat well. Basically, all of us do. That's like what we need at our core, and good sleep. Okay, I forgot that one, and good sleep. We all need these at our core to be able to function properly. So during this busy season, I stuck to a bedtime routine as much as possible. Granted, there were some nights when I was finishing schoolwork till like midnight or 1 in the morning, so I, messed up my routine a little bit, but the next day I would pick it back up and I would try to go to bed and be asleep by 10 p.m. so I could wake up and go to my early morning workout the next day. And I'm not perfect. I definitely didn't do it every day. I definitely had some slips, and like I said, the ups and downs, sometimes having to stay up late, not being able to get up early. But overall, I'm very proud of myself because I committed to, okay, in this busy season, I'm going to make sure that I take care of myself. And taking care of myself means exercising, eating well, and sleeping well. So not only did I give up the podcast and blogging, I also gave up spending time with friends, which really fucking sucks. Like, looking back, it makes me sad how little time I spent with my friends over these last few months, just because I was so busy and I was so fucking stressed. And so even when I wasn't busy, y'all, I was literally laying on the couch watching TV. My therapist kept asking how I was decompressing, and my answer was watching TV. And I'm pointing to the couch over there if you're on YouTube, because that's what I would do because I was just so freaking exhausted. And was it worth it? Absolutely. I would not take any of that back. I don't regret any of it. Am I sad about some of the choices I had to make? Absolutely. Guys, I have friends who reach out to me saying, if you're not busy, and I think some of my friends don't even try to reach out and try to hang out because I have been so busy, and they know that, and they don't want to burden me, and it makes me feel sad. And I hate that. I really, really hate that. And so, this is life. We have to make choices. We have to make these decisions. But the whole point I'm trying to make about this for you guys listening is that when you do go through a busy season like this, you have important deadlines. You have a huge project at work. You've got college. You've got a kid that's, going to school for the first time. Whatever it is, there's a million things that can make you so freaking busy. Just remember that you always need to put yourself first. And putting yourself first means getting adequate sleep, eating healthy and exercising and finding a way to do all of those, being disciplined enough. If you are disciplined enough to do all the millions of things you have to fucking do, you can be disciplined enough to do the things you need to do for you, to take care of yourself. Because guys, I'm telling you, if I didn't exercise at all, or if I started slacking on my food, or if I wasn't getting good enough sleep, like this semester would have been horrendous. It really would have. I think that is what kept me sane through all of it. Because I was sitting with my therapist and she would ask me regularly, like, how am I feeling stress-wise? And honestly, I kept telling her, there's a lot on my plate. I feel really busy, but I don't feel super overwhelmed. I feel like I can manage it because exercise gives you energy, y'all. And then also eating healthy foods fuels your body too. And then getting enough sleep means you have a clear mind, you can focus, and you're able to take care of the tasks at hand. Or even more so, you're able to come up with solutions when the task at hand doesn't work out. So those things, I'm just here to remind you that it's okay if you have to take a season off from something in life. It's okay. And I am here to also remind you to be gentle on yourself and be graceful, because as much as you want to be able to do everything in the world, and trust me, y'all, I have a lust for life. Y'all should really know that by now. I have a huge lust for life. And I sometimes think I'm Superwoman. Sometimes I think it's the, hypomanic side of my bipolar too. But regardless, there are plenty of instances where I feel like I'm Superwoman and I can do everything. And what happens is that when I try to do everything, sometimes it backfires and it overloads. So I want to give you a really good example to where I feel like I finally learned my lesson. I'm sure you guys have heard, I've talked about this on the podcast over and over again, how I overcommit and I do too much. So there's at least one specific incident where I stopped and said, it's not worth it. And I put away a project and I'm so fucking proud of myself. So there is a competition at school every year. It's called Fashion Fusion, where we go to the Museum of Fine Arts here in Houston, and the college and the museum, they work side by side on this, and they select an exhibit. And we go into that exhibit as the students, and we look at all the artwork, and we find something that inspires us, and then we make a garment that we're, based on our artwork that has inspired us. That's, I guess, the best way I can explain it. So I had 3 pieces that I entered into this competition, but there was a 4th one I wanted to do. So what was so beautiful for me is that it is the Asian Arts exhibit this year, which means it covers Japan, China, Korea, India, which we all know is so important to me because obviously my husband's from there. So I was so excited. India, yes. And also even better, my final collection I'm doing with school, which I will talk to y'all about that later. It is Indian and American fusion of evening wear. So that's called Indo-Western. When you fuse clothing from India and the Western side of the world, not the wild, wild West, not that kind of Western, y'all. When I say Western, we mean the Western hemisphere. So when you fuse those two together, it's called Indo-Western. But I'm taking a more modern, unique twist on it, which means this fashion fusion was perfect for me because I already had something lined up that I could use, and so excited. But the 4th thing, there was this beautiful tapestry in the museum, and it was from Rajasthan, which Rajasthan is the state directly above Gujarat, and Gujarat is Moni's home state. But even more so, in this tapestry, it was a bunch of oranges and reds and beautiful colors, and right in the middle was Mom's God. And I don't think it's Vishnu. I'm gonna totally get it wrong. But if you're on YouTube, here is Mom's God. Right here. I don't know his name. I'm so sorry. I think he's a form of Krishna, or Krishna is a form of him. But he is in the middle of this beautiful tapestry. And what's more, I have black sequin fabric, and it's Indian sequin, which is hard to explain, but it's Indian sequin fabric from India, and a beautiful, like 3 or 4 yards of this beautiful printed cotton fabric that has bandhani, which bandhani is a traditional Gujarati style of print that they put on the fabric. So perfect, right? Like, I have my inspiration, I have the freaking fabrics, and I had the idea. I was so pumped. So what happened? Well, I procrastinated and I didn't really do anything during Thanksgiving break because I let myself do nothing because I said I deserved it, because I had been working hard and I did deserve it. But then the deadline came around, which was the Wednesday after Thanksgiving break. And no, sorry, the deadline was Thursday. Wednesday, I'm working on this, and even though I've made the prototype, so I literally have made the muslin, the sample. Now I'm making the real thing. Y'all, I thought I was going to Project Runway this and get a whole ass evening wear dress in one day. I'm not there yet. I am not there yet. Not for the level that I was going for with this. If I had done something way more simple, definitely could have done it. But I was using boning and horsehair braid and all kinds of shit that is literally more, it's advanced next level shit. And there was no way I was going to finish it. I came home from school. I had been at the school since 9 a.m. I came home and it was 7:30, 7:45. And I was just like, you know what? Even if I stay up all night, I could get it done. But if I stay up all night to get this done, first of all, I'm going to be fucking exhausted the next day, and I have to present my garment at school the next day. Second of all, the more tired I get, the lower quality my garment turns out. What's the point in turning in a garment that has low quality? To me, quality is everything. Again, evening wear. When you sell evening wear and you make evening wear, it needs to be high quality, because this shit on Shein, anybody can get online. I'm not doing that. We go for quality, long-lasting style. That is who I am. It's important to me in terms of sustainability as well. So I made a decision and I said, you know what? I'm done. I really would love to finish this, because I would love to be able to show this to Mom. And when I say Mom, of course, I mean Monish's mom, because I feel like she really would have loved and connected with this piece, just because I chose a beautiful tapestry that had her god on it. That was also from the state next door, Rajasthan. And I thought it would have been really meaningful. And I'm getting teary-eyed because I hate this. I hate that I wasn't able to finish it on time. But my mental health and mental peace was so much more important. So I put that first. I said, you know what? I'm submitting 3 pieces that are already completely done. Fuck it. Fuck it. I don't need to do this. I don't need to do this to myself. It's not worth it. I'm going to be angry. I'm going to be in tears. Moni's going to have to support the hell out of me, because that's what happens every time these things occur. I'm done. And then I just laid my ass there on that couch right there and watched TV for the rest of the evening and went to bed at a decent hour. I'm so proud of myself. Now, was that a hard decision? Absolutely. Oh, that was so hard, because I really wanted to keep going. And the little, I was definitely on a creative high, and I was like, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. And then finally I was like, no, it's not worth it. My mental state right now is more important than this future project walking down the runway. End of story. So, great news though, what's even better is that of the 3 looks I did submit, 2 of them got picked in the top 20, which means they're going to be showcased at a fashion show at the museum, and that's where they're going to announce the winners. So, I'm very excited. I'm very proud of myself. And even though the piece I really wanted to make, I didn't end up making, I still had a top 20. I'm still a finalist. Twice. It all worked out, guys. It all worked out. It always does. So again, I just want to remind y'all that sometimes we have seasons of life where we have to make decisions. Always remember to put yourself first, because nobody else is going to. Nobody else is going to look out for you. Nobody else is going to. You got to do what's best for you. For me, that was this whole last 4 months. I am so grateful for everything that I learned and accomplished and achieved and got to be a part of. I really, really am. But I'm also very excited to have a much slower season ahead. I say slower season because we're still wedding planning. We still have a wedding in March. So yeah, but guys, thank you so much. This is definitely an unconventional episode. I just wanted to pop in. It's a lot shorter than what we're used to. It's definitely not the format I like to do, but I just wanted to pop in and tell you guys where I've been and let you know I'm back, bitches. I'm back. And I do plan to have at least one more episode before the end of the new year. So I plan to. I ain't promising. I'm done promising y'all things. But I do hope to be a bit more consistent moving forward now that life is really starting to get back into a slower, less hectic, less crazy place. So thank y'all for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, stay grateful, and be joyful. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Distressed to Joyful Bailey's Way. Head on over to whatisheybellsdoing.com to find the resources mentioned throughout this episode. Be sure to follow the show on Instagram at distressed2joyful_Bailey's Way and on Facebook at Distressed to Joyful Bailey's Way. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a rating on your favorite podcast listening platform or write a review on Audible or Apple Podcasts. Lastly, don't forget to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date with new episode releases. Until next time, take it easy, stay grateful, and be joyful. Bye!